Welcome to AC 24/7. I'm Aaron Dean. Republican and Democratic lawmakers are at odds over the Ukraine-Israel aid package. While Democrats are taking steps to bring the matter to the floor this week, many in the GOP say that they are not going to budge unless the major domestic matter is included. The Advocate Channel's John Lawrence reports.
The southern border crisis in the U.S. is having a ripple effect nearly 10,000 miles away in Ukraine.
We are in urgent need of additional support as Russia continues this aggression war. The battlefield is very hot and Russia is trying to advance.
The White House issued a letter Monday saying not providing more funds for Ukraine will, quote, kneecap Ukraine on the battlefield.
I'm not helping Ukraine until we help ourselves.
Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina is among the Republicans who want some of the funds to address the U.S.'s immigration concerns.
The security supplemental must include funding and policy reforms to address the crisis at the southern border.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is pushing for a vote on the Ukraine-Israel aid package this week.
Democrats want to be reasonable on immigration. We're willing to make concessions, but we will not keep going in circles if Republicans aren't interested in even meeting us halfway.
Office of Management and Budget Director Shalonda Young says if an agreement isn't reached soon, the U.S. could face critical national security risks.
Unfortunately, many Republican extreme demands are still on the table, things that Republicans know can't get Democratic votes, and that's our stumbling block right now.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The family of the victims of the Dollar General shooting in Jacksonville, Florida, have filed a wrongful death lawsuit. 21-year-old Ryan Palmiter, who is white, opened fire there in August, killing 3 people who were black before killing himself. He had a swastika emblazoned assault-style rifle and left behind racist writings. The suit names Palmiter's parents, Dollar General, and Interface Security Systems of negligence. The suit alleges the store had no safeguards in place to deter a gunman and didn't have adequate security considering the high crime area. CVS will soon change the way it prices drugs, and it could impact your prescription cost. The pharmacy's planned pricing formula includes the cost of the drug, a set markup, and a fee. CVS says the approach will be simpler and more transparent and reflects the care and value of pharmacy services. It's called CVS Cost Advantage and is expected to launch in 2025. Company executives said, in general, more prescription costs should fall than rise for consumers, employers, and health insurers. Well, the Supreme Court is hearing a case about taxing the rich, which could have sweeping ramifications for the existing tax code. Depending on how the case plays out, it could make it harder for Congress to tax the uber wealthy. The case centers on Charles and Kathleen Moore, who were investors in an India-based company. They were hit with a one-time $15,000 tax bill because of a provision in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The Moores argue that they shouldn't be taxed because the company's profits were reinvested and they never received any income from it. The justices could limit their decision to just this measure, but any ruling in favor of the Moores could inject a lot of uncertainty in the nation's current tax code. Electric vehicles have 79% more problems than other vehicles, and that's according to the latest annual jobs reliability survey from Consumer Reports. The director of the group's Auto Testing Center says that the issue isn't really because the vehicles are electric. He says that the problems arise because EVs are mostly newer vehicle models, and recently introduced car models generally tend to have more issues regardless of what drives them. Car companies haven't had the length of time to work out all the kinks as they would have with the models that they've produced over the years. Aside from that, the Auto Testing Center director says that EVs tend to be higher priced models with more sophisticated technology, and so those present more opportunities for things to go wrong. And thanks so much for joining us for AC 24/7. For more, go to theadvocatechannel.com and subscribe on the Advocate Channel YouTube page. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Aaron Dean.